name is Arlene Wild. Welcome to my channel, Stitching in the Fens. This is my March update. So you haven't seen me for a few weeks, probably. I think my last Flosstube was about 4 weeks ago. This is a channel, for those of you new here, about all my creative exploits. A lot of it is about my cross stitch, but there are many other crafts as well. I'm also a mixed media artist. We run an art business called Arlene Wild Art. The link is usually down below. We have a site online, and we do a lot of shows and things. My husband and I work in the business, so sometimes you will see some of my art as well. Anyway, I hope you've had a good last few weeks. Yesterday, if I'd filmed, it would have been for tea and sympathy. You won't believe it. My beautiful Eltons, stupid me, I had them on one of these cord things, you know, because they're reading glasses, my glasses, so I don't need them to walk around, which is a right pain up the butt. Anyway, I lost them. I only went into 2 shops. I was in Home Bargains and Home Sense in Lincoln yesterday, and I lost them. To be honest with you, I'm beginning to think, because we did comb the store, and we did. Everybody combed the store. I reckon somebody probably found them and stole them. Anyway, so I was a bit gutted. I was feeling kind of, you know how you feel like you have a gut punch, really. I was feeling a bit low in the mouth. Luckily, I've got one of these, because we got them from Specsavers. And you know, it's the first time I've had designer glasses, so they weren't cheap. These are my Kylie's. I'm in Kylie now. So I've got one of these from Specsavers, which is a golden ticket, which you can use within 6 months if you need an extra pair of glasses. So at least I'll get 50% off. So that made me feel a little bit better, and Simon was quite sympathetic. Yeah, so there I was feeling down in the mouth, you know, and I watched Lynn, the Lancashire Stitcher. And those of you who follow Lynn, she subscribed to my channel, so I don't know if she watched or anything. But those of you who follow Lynn, said has been telling us about her mom not being very well. She's got cancer, and there's not a lot they can do. So they've been doing chemotherapy on her and stuff. But Lynn announced on the last Flosstube that sadly her mom, they can't do anything more for her mom. So yeah, so that, you know, that just puts everything in perspective, isn't it? Makes my trials just seem very small. So if you subscribe to Lynn, drop her a line, you know, just show her a bit of love and support. Don't smother her though, because Lynn is lovely, but Lynn is quite stoic, those who know her, you know. So Lynn, we're thinking about you. Anyways, so we have a lot to cover today. We are going to be looking at cross stitch, because I have been stitching like a demon since you last saw me. However, let me just show you. I can't wait to tell you. This fella, hello. He, the frog, has been a little bit too prominent in my life, but we'll come to that. So we're going to be looking at cross stitch. I'm not going to probably show you all the threads and stuff, because last time I had so much to update you on. I basically have a lot of other stuff to show you. So I'm going to show you my diamond painting. I'm going to show you my haul. I'm going to show you my jigsaws. I've got a bit of stitchy kindness. So we've got a lot to go through, yes? And we want to keep the video our usual hour. Also, I'm planning to do a Flosstube extra, which I just filmed, because which I'm going to put on as a separate video at the end of this video, because I have been really busy reorganizing my very, very, very tight, compact studio. So anyway, without further ado, shall we go into the cross stitch? I've been a good girl. I'm feeling quite proud of myself because I did do quite a lot of stuff. So firstly, my new board, my trusty board. Ta-da! Notice the frogs. I have a thing about frogs. I made that. I'm hoping maybe in the summer I might do a tutorial to show you how I made my little board, because it works quite well as a jigsaw puzzle board. It will take a 500-piece puzzle as well. Anyway, so let's go with the first one. So the first thing I've been working on, which you saw my thumbnail, is this one. Now this keeps moving around. It is an old whip, started in 2021. Not a lot had been done on it. Hang on. I'm trying to get the picture in the box. It's slipping down. Hold on. Oh, dear. It's a Mirabilia, and it's called Shakespeare's Fairies. I'll just put it against the board. Might as well use my fancy board. There it is. See if I can get it a bit closer so you can see the picture. Right. I started this, I think, in 2021. I didn't have much of a start on it. The frog was very much in residence with this one. I had done very little on it. to be honest, because I had made a mistake with it. I'm going to show you what I had done, because I have got the pictures with where I was before and all the rest of it. But you know how it is here. I'm not very good at the editing thing. Simon does it, and he's right now down the workshop getting ready for the shows. We have got a small show next week. So work has started around here, right? And I really want to get this video out quick, because it takes ages, days it seems, before once I film that I can get a video out, and so anyway, you're just gonna work with me. So basically, that is my progress. I'm really pleased with that. I'm really loving how it's looking. Right, so those of you who've never seen the channel before, I'll just explain to you. Now, this girl here, I had stitched her hair, her face, and I think to about there. That's all there was. And a little of her dress. But then it turned out, I knew there was something wrong. I knew there was something wrong with it, where I parked it. It was a mess. It had lots of mistakes in there. So I had to pull out. Something fell to the ground. I had to pull out a whole load of her in various places to get it to work. And to be honest, even though I've worked it, I'm one stitch off somewhere here. I'm one stitch adrift. But it's okay, because what I'm going to do is I've worked out, since you saw it last, I've reworked all of that. I've worked her all the way down here. So almost, this is to the bottom of the first page, and then there's a half a page which will take the rest down the bottom. I have also got the hold on, it does have back stitch. I'm going to show you the picture again in a minute. It does have back stitch, so once the back stitch is on, it's going to look better. That's the picture there on the bead pack, which I got from Art and Design here in the United Kingdom. I didn't say I'm in the United Kingdom, in the Lincolnshire fence. Anyway, for those overseas. So yeah, so that is them, and those are all the beads, and it's got a few treasures. I don't know if you can see them in the plastic bag. Sorry, the treasures are down there. It's got quite a few treasures. Yeah, so all that's going to go in the lantern and so on and so forth. At the minute, I've been working on it probably, I don't know, probably about 2 days, 3 days recently, like in the last 2 or 3 days. And I intend to work it as much as I can to at least get those 2 fairies finished. So by the time, hopefully, I show it to you again. My plans for it is, I dyed this Ada myself because I wanted the girls to look like, put it against the board. I've got to get used to the fancy board, haven't I? Yeah, so I've got to, what I want to do is, oh, gee, lost my train of thoughts. Sorry about that. What am I like? Let's start again. So, this fabric here, I dyed this Ada myself. It took forever. It's on a 14 count Ada because I wanted this depth of movement. Can you see all that movement? I'm really pleased with it. And I like the colors, showing a bit more brown here than it is, but they're called Shakespeare's fairies, and I wanted them to appear as if they were floating through the forest. They're flying through the forest. I didn't buy the Cryonic or anything to go with them. However, the moon here, I put that moon in myself and painted it by hand with acrylic. I stamped on some branches there, and what I will do is when I finish stitching them, I will probably add a bit more branches and a few more details so they look like that if needed. Also, which you cannot see, it's a little bit sparkly, I've also painted some sparkle paint on there and some glitter, and I'm probably going to add a few sparkly stars. Let me see if I can find them. Hold on. Some they're nail art ones. They're little anyway. They're not these, but they're kind of, those things. I'm going to put like some stars in there and make it kind of atmospheric. And that hard pencil line there will be softened as well with some paint. So that will be my girls. I'm really enjoying them now that the frog has been pushed away and I've fixed my problems. I think, to be honest with you, when I started that one, I was still kind of, because in 2021 I kind of came back to cross stitch, and I think how it is, rusty. That's the word. I was probably rusty. So let's move on with that one because we've got quite a few to show. Now it's so nice because of course my room is all organized. You'll see in the extra, which I'm going to put on the end. So I've got places to put things. Look, I've even got my Lowry. I can sit and stitch in here now and enjoy the view. You can enjoy the view too. I still have my stitching chair downstairs, but I'm trying to do a lot of my stitching up here in the craft room because I don't mind sitting down there and doing it. But I want to keep that sitting room clear. I don't want to take too much craft stuff down there. That needs to be our sanctuary. Simon doesn't mind. He would be quite happy for me to put it wherever I like. But I just want that room to be, as our, I must be getting old, for best. You know, for when we go down in the evening and watch telly, you know, if I want to take a project down, fine. But I don't want to harbor stuff down there. But anyway, that's my domestic affairs. So let's see what we fell on the floor. Something fell on the floor. Let me grab it. So this is another project bag. I'm not going to show you all the bags today and all the Palaki because we have a lot to cover. And I want to try and show you everything that I didn't get to show you last time. Now, in this bag here... Oh, and by the way, those people who watch the Whip Parade... fine, thank you. But I'm going to have to do a revised Whip Parade at some point. Maybe end of next month, maybe. I don't know. Because I went through, after I did that filming, and I went through everything. And I took some things out and put some new things in to this year's expected whips, right? So anyway, we'll get to that by and by. We're just going to see today the things I have actually been working on. That's from Old Forest Embroidery. Right, and it's called Black Roses. This one had a very, very small to non-existent start on it. I'm working this one on a 32 count Zweigart linen. Bear with me. Let me just get it on the board. I have done some stitching on this one. I love it. The idea with this one is I'm using a pink variegated thread to do the roses, but the rest of it I'm going to be doing mostly in black and gray. I'm gonna kind of like follow the idea of like oh gosh, long dog samplers, you know, the idea of how they use a lot of black thread. That's my thinking. Right, so but I've made some good progress. Needle minder made by me, Anne Boleyn, from it's an enamel one from Hever Castle, which is Anne Boleyn's childhood home. I bought it. So the plan is to, if I bring the pattern back, you see, can you see it? Look. So that's what I've done so far. Not a lot, but you know, it's a nice stitch, lovely. And it's a PDF from Old Forest, 32 count linen, and it is, I'm doing one thread over 2, I think. Let me have a look. The roses I'm doing 2 over 2. The stranded, and it's a DMC variegated, I don't know what color it is. I've got a metallic involved, and I've got a sort of gray, I think it's cambush, a sort of dark, almost black gray in some areas for the leaves and all that. And then for the actual building itself, the cathedral, I'm actually using sulky number 12 on the spool. So basically the plan is all the leaves here are going to be in that charcoal gray in 2 strands, so they'll raise up a bit. The roses are going to be in that variegated pink all over, right? Her dress, I'm not sure if I'm going to do her in black or I'm going to give her a pinky, you know, a coordinating gown. I'm not sure yet what I'm going to do her gown in. All of this part here mostly is going to be done in the 12, the sulky 12, which is 1 strand and it's a bit thicker. And then, because it reminds me of black work. Hence why I went with the Hever Castle black work embroidery. Hence why I went with the Tudor type of needle minder. So all the roses will be in pink and that will be all in black. And then the metallic gold, I had it on the spire of the church. I'm going to probably have it in the windows, parts of the stained glass and so on. So it has that nice metallic bling to it. It's a very nice one. I'm quite enjoying that. So yeah, so I'll show it to you one more time before I put it back. You see, it's pretty. It's very attractive. And I'm not going to dye the linen. I'm going to leave it the natural off-white color. Antique white, I think it is. Because I think it just sets it off nicely. So that I've worked on. And I'm going to put them away as I go along. So you're just going to have to put up with me. I hope you're stitching. Hope you have had a good month. And that you're stitching and that you're making good progress, and that unlike me and Kayla, the frog has not been with you. Lauren apparently told her to suck it up and get on with it. This is stitching with my mates. So funny. But yeah, the frog, I don't know, man. I've had a lot of too much encounter with the frog. I'm just looking. You know, I lied to you know. It's not actually sulky I'm using. I'm actually using a silk. Look. It's a number 12. gauge silk black. Sadly, the place I bought this from does not exist anymore. After many decades of being in business, the handweaver's studio in London has closed down. Yeah, it's silk. Look, you see, it's a bit, yeah. That is what I'm using, and the rest of it is just stranded. In fact, while I'm in here, having said I'm not going to share the threads, because yeah, I've got a little. I'm just going to show you that. I have got a little collection of pinks, possibly. All of them are variegated, and that's for the roses. And then I'm going to have to make a decision on her gown, but I don't need to worry about that. There's no danger of getting to the gown just yet. So yeah, so that's that one. I like Old Forest embroidery, actually. I've got a few of them in my whip pile. Yes, I hope you all been having some good success with your stitching. I'm just chatting to you while I get this bag so I don't get in a mess. Last week we went down to Kent for a day trip where we stayed overnight to visit Karen. I call it Karen and I call it consider each other to be sisters. She's my ex-sister-in-law from my first marriage. And she's lovely. She's nice. And best of all, her sister Colleen was over here visiting from Jamaica, and I haven't seen her for a few decades, so it was very nice to see her. We spent a lovely day chatting about old times and new times, so that was nice. So the next one I have in here is a soda stitch. Now I have not got the picture for it, but it's quite a known soda stitch one, and it's the one with the cats and the sewing machine. And I have made some progress on here, not a lot. The only thing I stitched was this. Hold on, there. I put in that cat's head is coming through. Very pretty piece. It's being stitched on a 32 count, I think it's 32 count, Zweigart polka dot linen, got from Pain Free Crafts. I've got metallic, I'm using all the colorful colors, but hold on. I can't manage a new board. Look at me. Anyways, it's the first time I'm using it. I've got metallic thread there because an old Singer sewing machine. I decided to put metallic thread in here as well. I think they had white in there. I can't remember what color they had prescribed, or yellow. But I'm putting metallic. It's very pretty. I think the reason why I had stopped this one because I was struggling actually to see it at night because of the polka dots. I don't know. I was struggling with it a bit. I didn't want to mess it up. So I parked. I didn't do much on it. But that is in the rotation. Because all of these, for now, I'm not taking any of these out the rotation for the rest of this month. Right? Yes, we went down to Kent. We went to IKEA. It was just nice to see family. And then we came back up. The traffic was, you know, great going down, not so good coming back. It took us ages to get home, but we stopped in IKEA and I got some little boxes for my Expedix, or my Kallax as it's called on Kallax is that the name, from IKEA, which I will show you in the Flosstube extra. Now the next piece I'm going to show you, this one, right? Oh dear, I've tried to organize myself. I've got everything laid around me. But, I don't know where it is. If I find it, I'll show it to you later, because I was going to show you the other ones. I've got 2 others in this series. Now, I got it from these people here. Now, this used to exist as an old DMC kit at one time. It's still, I think you can still get it. But the DMC one doesn't have the wings on. You see? And I had bought the PD. I don't know. I think I got it in a D-Statch. So I didn't have the kit. I had the pattern, and I started it, and then I realized I saw somebody show the finish, and I realized that I could get it with wings, and I'm thinking I want wings. So I tracked it down. And I found it on this company here. And I bought the PDF. It's a lovely stitch. She's not too big. I'm working her on a 20 count gridded. Sorry, just put her back down. Hold on. I'm working it on a 20 count gridded Ada. I like to use gridded when I do my full coverages, and I'm a bit of a full coverage fan. I won't lie. I love full coverages. Right. Let's pop it on there. So I am working it on there. I'm starting, unusually for me, I like to start at the top, but I've started in the bottom corner. You can see some of the leaves already coming in. It's a lovely stitch. It's not very big, actually. You can see by the fabric, look. It's not too big. And I've got quite a few hundred stitches in there. So that's nice. I like the needle minder as well. Made by me. Very appropriate. Stuart in Stitches is also... I think Stuart in Stitches has also been showing this as a whip. I think he's doing it as well. Stuart in Stitches in Scotland. So, yeah, I love it. There's lots of little fairies. I don't know if you can see these. Let me try and come in close. I don't know if it... You see the little fairies at the tree? There's lots of detail in here. Well, I'm working in that little corner here. Where the little pink flowers are. Yeah. So I'm about to come up to that. I think they're fuchsias or... I think they're fuchsias and they are little fairies. There's a name. We call them something ladies over here. I don't know. There's a pet name for those flowers. But they've made them into little dancing fairies. Very nice piece. So, yes, so I've been working on that as well. Right, so let's move that. Now, the other improvement I've made as well, I've done, because I've been busy. Although, you know, I've been struggling a bit health-wise this year. Well, I don't know if you say I'm struggling health-wise, you know. The sleep problem is still continuing. I'm not sleeping properly. I'm not waking up as much, but I'm still waking up breathless, and it is really irritating. Although last week I went to Nottingham for an appointment there just to have a scan on my heart, which is, my heart has been declared sound, which is good by various tests last year, but they just want to make sure there's no sickle cell damage or anything, you know. In the wintertime, us sickle cell warriors, we struggle. I'm not joking, man. Winter is tough. And even with the treatment, winter can be tough. It makes me tired, you know. And sometimes I get a bit fed up because you want to be doing stuff, you know. And then sometimes you're just so tired. And you know that if you push the ticket, you're going to be paying for it. So there it is. Could be worse, couldn't it? But I went to Nottingham as well. Because we went into Nottingham City, which was very, very nice. We just went to John Lewis to look at like a new mattress probably to see if that will help. But I have a whole load of tests coming up. So we will see. Now, I have had a slight case of startitis. Yeah, I've had a few new starts as well in between. I want to say all of them are full coverages. I don't know. Anyways, I spotted this pattern here on Etsy and just fell in love with that. Isn't that lovely? Well, for me, it's lovely. You know why? It reminds me of Lincoln. I don't know what the company is called who I bought it from. You know what? I get so annoyed. It's called Victorian Christmas Street Scene. And it's pattern number 1 because they have several street scenes. And of course, they don't think I want to know their name. Now, I don't work on Pattern Keep or anything like that. I haven't got an electronic device. I work old school. So I work from paper patterns. And I print off almost everything I have. I have them printed and filed. Or photocopied and filed. And then I put away the originals. So this one just reminds me of Lincoln. It's not very, very big as full coverages go. It is 300 wide stitch count by 283 stitches wide. Hi. It can't be wide and wide, can it? Hi. Honestly, I need to pull myself together. What am I like today? I don't know. I think I'm a bit tired, you know. I don't know. And I have got a very, very small start. And worse than that, because I'm working up the top where the sky is, and it's a snowy sky. God help you if you can see it. Let's see. Let's come up close because can you see it? Can you see the star? How pathetic is that? Tiny little start there. All right. And I have been a little bit naughty, I will admit. I will admit. And you know what? I'm trying to fix my naughtiness. Now, right here on my desk, I've got a load of these. You know what these are, guys? They're floss cards being made. I have been very naughty. I've been going, looking at the immediate thing that I need the need the threads for, picking out those few 10 threads or whatever, and just having them in the bag like that. I mean, that's shameful, isn't it? Not good enough. So that needs to change. So all my starts that are in that, so there's the rest of the threads. They're all CXC threads, and I'm working this on 1 strand over 1 on 25 count gridded even weaves. So I got, yeah. So I'm in the process of making floss cards for that, and then I'm gonna pull all the threads because it's shameful. It's not in a project bag, it's in this thing. The other change I've made, which has A, made my life easier because it means I can keep what I'm working on together, and B, it makes it easier because another thing that's overwhelming for those of you who do, well, people would know if you don't do Flosstube or try and show all this stuff, right? Another thing that I've found overwhelming is like trying to remember, because I've not been good at that Book of Days thing. I bought it for 2 years. It didn't work for me. I got rid. It was a waste of my money. It wasn't working. I'm terrible at writing things down. And I generally remember things. So what I've done is, in my bedroom, I have a box. And in fact, I'm going to show you said box in a minute. Hold on. Stand by. And in the box, oh, it's a bit heavy. Oh, in the box, right, from the works. It's a pretty box. I've got 2 of them. They match. And this is in a corner of my bedroom. And what happens is, because I do a lot of sewing in bed at night, and I like to sew in the morning, I like to start my day with my stitching or my diamond painting. That gets my mind in the right place. I chill, I zen. And self-care. Listen to the news or whatever I want. Listen to watch Flosstube. Yeah. Now at nighttime, Simon, when I say night, in the evenings, late evening, when we finish all our work or whatever we've been doing in the day, Si will sit downstairs and he watches his sport for a couple of hours. And I will stitch and watch my Flosstube upstairs. Because, you know, we live together and we work together. Right? We've been married for over 20 years and we're very happy together. But frankly speaking, you do need your space, right? You need your kind of time away from each other so you can miss one another. But anyway, you know what I mean. So I have that time to myself. And I tend to stitch upstairs. And then he'll come upstairs or sometimes downstairs. We watch TV together, we chat, we hang out. And then he goes to sleep quite early. Simon needs his sleep, yes. He's asleep. He's a kip. By the lid, if he's up till 11:30, he's freaking. Because he gets up quite early, whereas I'm not that much of an early riser. I tend to wake up about 7, but Simon will sometimes wake up a lot earlier. So anyways, so what I do is I work on my stitching in there. And then when he falls asleep, because I'm the opposite, especially because of this breathing problem, I'm not frightened to go to sleep, but I need to be relaxed and really tired to fall asleep, knowing that in a few hours I could wake up gasping, which is going to freak me out. So I try and stay calm because it's no good getting stressed about it, right? I know my heart is fine. I know all the things. We don't know what's doing it, but we know I'm not going to have a heart attack. So I can calm knowing that, yes? Until we find out exactly what it is. We think we might know that it's a mechanical problem, you know, with my muscles and my core, but we will see. But, you know, anyway, I'm rambling. So what it is, right, I then will stay up stitching and I will try and turn the lights out between midnight and sometimes 2 o'clock in the morning, which sounds absurd. And I know it's not enough sleep, but I'm so tired then that I will just go to sleep naturally and I will be relaxed and not lying there waiting to fall asleep because that will kind of stress me out. And it works for me and I seem to get enough sleep. Last night I did have a interrupted sleep and so I'm a bit more tired today. So what I did was, coming back to the box, is that I keep my work that I'm working on between Flosstubes for sure, all in that box. So even if I did touch it once, it's in that box. So it means that it takes that stress off of me to try and remember where things are, what was I working on, so on and so forth. And also, apart from to show you, I know where all my projects are, because I'll be lying there maybe working on one thing and then I think, oh, I wouldn't mind working on something I was working on the week before. I know it's in that box, right? So that's how it goes. And then so things, if things aren't being stitched, if they hadn't been stitched for a few weeks or I've decided, oh, I want to part that one, then I move it on into my other whip section. So we'll go into the box in a minute, but these are ones that weren't in the box. Hold on, because they're ones I probably was working on recently. Or I had moved on. Hang on, gosh, keep finding other things. Oh, this is the other one. This is by the same designer. It's a head. This one is a head. But this also exists as a DMC. And I have seen it because this one, right, it's got 450 stitches wide by 316 high. And so that is quite big. I can't remember how much the other one had. But there is a smaller version of this, but it's not on Haid. I've seen it somewhere else. And so my plan is that I think I'm going to get the, even though I've got this one, I might get the slightly smaller one. I don't know how many colors it has when I go to start it, because I really love it. I like it. It complements the autumn fairy. I've seen this one described as a winter fairy as well, but it's by the same artist, Ruth Sanderson. But it does come as a DMC kit as well. Anyway, moving swiftly on. What we got in this bag. Now, this is a project bag that I was gifted by Kayla. She made it for me. I got it at last October's retreat. Sadly, I can't go to the Floss Friends retreat this year because it's my daughter's birthday. So we might be doing something with her. So never mind. My daughter comes first and there will be other retreats. And I'm going to the big stage. So, you know, it's all good. Now, this one is called A Dance for All Seasons. Let's see if I can find the picture. Now, this is another new start since you last saw me. I told you I had startitis. And this is a big girl. This is a Haid, all right? And it's Josephine Wall. What's that one? You can see the size there. Quite a big girl. Beautiful. I had wanted to buy it as a diamond painting from the one with the diamond art, but when I talk about diamond paintings, hopefully I remember to explain to you what the difference between the scale of a diamond painting is and a cross stitch. Oh, I might as well tell you now. The thing is, right, many of our cross stitch patterns exist as diamond paintings. For those of you who don't know what the diamond painting is, I will show you a little bit when I finish the cross stitch. But the diamonds or the drills only come in one size. The little things, little dots, bloops. And therefore, they are probably, I would say, the grid on a diamond painting is bigger than a 14 count even. It could be as much as 11 count. I don't know. And what that means is, you see, with cross stitch, you have an option where you can go to, as you know, a finer weave cloth, which will give you a smaller resolution on the picture. And also will give you maybe more details if you can squeeze in more colors, yes? So, say for example, this picture here from Haid, those of you who are familiar with Heaven and Earth designs and these full coverages, you will know that the more threads you have, right? So the more colors you have, the more detail you're going to get. So some of them are like what they call a max super color. This is not a max super color. This is a regular size, but it's got maximum colors. So I could have bought this in a 90 color selection, which is what I had, right? Or I think I could have bought it in a 250 color selection. What that would mean is that I would have more boxes, more pixels, more confetti even, and that would give me more detail. But I decided really I'm gonna just go with the 90. I was happy with that. The trouble with the diamond painting, yes, to get the detail that I would get from this, I would have to go mega massive, like over a meter in size of the finished piece. Now I haven't got the wall space for that sort of thing. So I decided not to go for it because it would be quicker in the diamond paint, because this is not going to be quick, is it? And it's beautiful. I wish you could see it. I mean, Haid are always terrible for not giving you, they don't give you a big picture. Let me bring it up close. Look, it's called A Dance for All Seasons because, and I hope you can see it. Can you see the village? So you've got the village over there and it's all the seasons. You've got winter village. You've got the green there, which is summer. I can't wait to stitch her really, because Haids normally have good detail. You've got that lovely briar rose. She's in the water. You've got her leaves there, the autumn leaves in her skirt. I think she's going to be fabulous. And of course, she's by the wonderful Josephine Wall, who I adore. I adore her work. So, yeah. So the thing is, I decided to stitch it because I needed the flexibility in the size. I really couldn't have. To have it look good enough, especially because it has all this fine detail. You see, with the diamond painting, sometimes you can get away with it if it's a more like chunky image, because you haven't got that fine detail. If you want to get a fine detail piece like this to look like this, or look good enough to give you that atmosphere, you're going to have to bite the bullet. It means confetti, and it means a fair amount of colors, or else it's not going to work. you're not going to be satisfied with the finish. So anyway, having said all of that, what have I done? Where is my progress? Now she is also being worked on a 25 count fabric, gridded. Now I am up in this corner here, so to you it looks black, and in fact it looks black even when I'm going to show it to you, but actually it has a lot of blue in there. It looks very iridescent. It's got blue and a bit of purple, so I've started in the corner, which is where I like to start. Now the first thing I wanted to tell you is the fabric I picked out, because another thing is, which I promised you at the beginning of the year, I'm trying to use up my stash, not just go out and buy, because I have a lot of stuff, yes, I need to use. So I was originally going to buy a piece of fabric just to go with her, and then I went and looked in my stash to see what I had, and I had a piece of gridded 25 count, which didn't really have enough margin on it. It was about probably an inch short all round or thereabouts. And I thought, could I make it work? And actually, yes, it will work, because what I'm going to do, I'm going to stitch the top. So I'm starting there. I'm going to run across and down. But what I'm actually going to do, people, is I'm going to chop off here. I'm going to stop here. Just there. You see? So you can just see your foot in the water, and you have a bit of the water, but I don't need to stitch that. And I haven't got the fabric to stitch that. So that's the plan. So let me show you, let me board up and show you what I have done on it so far. There are a few hundred stitches here. She's only really had one stitching session, and I think I started her last week. Now you see it just looks black, but actually it's not. It's lovely. It's iridescent. It's very pretty. Little needle minder there. Don't step on your needle. Yeah, so I'm very happy with that. Again, a beautiful stitch. At the minute, we're not too much in the confetti. So I might change my mind when the confetti kicks in, because I'll tell you what, I reckon it's gonna be confetti heavy, very much so. You can tell, but it will be worth it. Now, as you've been seeing all of these full coverages, it brings me around to something that I was thinking about actually to mention to you. I'm thinking of doing full coverage April, March. Yeah, we're in March now. Yeah, so I'm gonna carry on working as I am now with what I've got here, but out of this lot, and maybe pulling in some of my Chris Dunn's next month, I'm thinking about dedicating probably half of the stitchy hours I do to full coverage, to get a few hundred stitches in on each one. Each box is 100, for those of you who don't know, you know, little grids. Yeah, now let's open the box. Let us open the box. Let's see what's in the box. You see, I've been busy, I've been industrious. Now, the other one is also full coverage that I've been working on. And this is another favorite. I mean, I love them all. I'm hoping this won't be too shiny. I'm going to show it in the plastic, because I don't want a huge mess, right? Because I'm a little bit, focus. I'm a little bit tired. When I finish with you, I'm going to have some lunch or something to eat, and I'm just going to put my feet up and stitch. Sorry, it's a little bit reflective. So that one is called the Traveling Library. It's another Haid. You can see the size and the dimensions there. Again, this one has 90 colors. This one they're doing a stitch along, and if you go onto the Amy Stewart, I think there's an Amy Stewart Facebook page. Anyway, some people are doing a sort of Amy Stewart stitch along with certain ones, and there is somebody called the Stitching Yogi, Slow Stitch Yogi, something like that. She's on Flosstube. I really like her channel. She's new to me. I've subscribed to her, and she does a Amy Stewart stitch along, and she also, like, on Flosstube, and sometimes you can watch her stitch and you stitch, and she has nice music, and she has a nice disposition. She's a yoga teacher. I like her. So that's that one. So let us see. Oh, there's something else to show you in the bag. Hang on, let's see how I did put a few more stitches in this one. Now, I'm not going to use the board because the fabric is like a bedspread. This is big. It's massive. As are all Amy Stewart's, because I've got quite a few from Haid of Amy Stewart, because I love Amy Stewart. I've got a whole load of them in the Jigsaws as well, because I've been collecting them. And in fact, I've got one to show you, which I'm planning to a stitching time, it's called. Lots of you will know about it. And I got some puzzle glue, and I'm planning to frame it, put it with my cross stitch on the wall. But anyways, so what have I done? I've worked, when you saw it last, I had kind of worked about there, and a little bit of here. I've done all of that, which doesn't look like a lot of stitching, you know, but see how neat it is. I love it. And this is done 1 strand CXC over 1. You know, I've tried doing the 2 strand. We don't get on. On these, I just like the look of the 1 strand. And you know, the black, if you look at it close, the black, you can see a little bit of the white. But to be honest, when you put it away, you don't see it. And my stitches, I like how my stitches look. Now, while I was looking in the bag, I noticed this. A bit of haul and a bit of ambition because I want to start this one as well. Look. I want to start it. I've seen it. The Stitching Yogi is stitching this, and it's beautiful. I love Amy's colors. Look at that, man. And I have got it in a jigsaw as well. I love it. So, but I've restrained myself. I've restrained myself. Let's put that away. But it's riding in the same bag with Amy Stewart. So let's move that. What else have I been working on? Oh, this one I haven't worked on actually. I did pull it out. I don't know why it's in here. Oh, I know why it's in here. This is one, right, which I won't lie, came from Joy Sunday. Joy Sunday. A Chinese one. I found it in a church shop actually, years and years ago. Well, it is what it is, isn't it? I'll show you that one. Right? I found it in a church shop somewhere. And it didn't have the kit with it anymore. It was just a pattern. And I dug it out because I had a piece of leftover Rendale fabric. Get my board. I had a piece of leftover Rendale 14 count Ada that I had started it on. I forgot about it. I found it. The thing I like most about this is the needle minder. I didn't make it. It's funny. I've got to let you see it. Anyway, let me put it on. Hold on. I hope you can read the needle minder. Let me show you the progress first. Something has gone on the floor. So you see, I've done quite a bit of it. I think this also has a mistake in there. See, there's a theme here, you know. I seem to, in the past, used to abandon things when I got stuck. Because I think, going back, say, to 2021, because this one is probably from way back then, I would start working something. I'll let you look at the needle minder. You can laugh about that while I'm talking to you. If I came unstuck, right, I think what I was doing was just kind of like panicking and parking it or getting fed up. And back then, this one, by the way, has worked 2 strands over on Ada. Two strands of thread. And I'm using CXC. Yeah. So I think what was happening was like, if I made a mistake, yes, I think I didn't have the skills to understand how to fix that mistake, or just about the patience. I don't know. And then I would park it and move on to something else and then never go back to it. I think that's what was going on. Because all these really old ones that when I went, as I said, to review the whips that we had discussed, I found 1 or 2 really old legacy ones that I thought, well, they haven't got that much work on them. They're not that big. I might as well bring them into the fold. Now, this one is a very special project, which I'm going to show you, which I have been stitching on. Let me see if I can get it together, because it's a little bit complicated. I have made it complicated. Now, do you remember at Christmas, I showed you that I got that from Lauren and Kayla? Stitchy Kindness, my Christmas present, right? And what it is a set of birds mini cross stitches, and they are lovely, actually. The detail, the picture don't do them any justice. There's 12 of them in there. Everything you need is in here. There's such good value. I think you can get them on Amazon still. And they're made British Museum, because I got rid of the... Yeah, not British Museum, actually. Look. That's them. And I'm just going to show you a few of them. I'm not going to show you all of them. Because, you know, we're 44 minutes in, and we have got a lot to do. And by hook or crook, you're going to see it all today. All right? So another time I will probably show you that as this project. As this project carries on, I will show you more of that. So I wanted to start it, as I had told you, because the girls had bought it for me, and so it was special. You know, they went through, they're great friends, and they went through the trouble to buy it, to get it for me. Now I'm trying to see if I can find the other part to it, because I mightn't have. You know, no matter how you prepare, you're never prepared, is it? Let me take this out. Now, I started this as a hospital start. I wasn't an impatient. Not last week, the week before. At the minute, I've got a lot of clinics, a lot, and they're in Nottingham, and they're an hour and a half drive from here. So it's 3-hour round trip. So I'm in the car. Simon is driving. So the first, I decided, first it started off because I thought I was going to make them into pillows. And then I thought maybe I could make them into like stand-ups. I didn't know what I was going to do. But when I went into my stash and found a piece of 32 count linen, right? Just a piece of linen, which just so happens, I'm not going to spoil it. I'm not going to go spoiler. I'll show you the stitching I made, but I want to show you the shape of the linen first. So the linen was a long, thin piece. It was just an offcut of linen. So I started up in the top corner and stitched the first bird, which was the magpie, right? With the intention that, well, I could always cut it off and do a pillow and do them all the same. But when I stitched said magpie, look how pretty that is. I used the colorful colors, but if I twinkle it round, let's see. Can you see I've added some metallic colors in the wings? And a bit of metallic colors on the tip of the tail. And I'm just starting the blue tit. I thought, wow, I really like that. So I'm thinking, the plan is, all of these birds, I'm going to put them all round. And then I'm going to do some branches for them to go on. Probably stitched, maybe just back stitch, running stitch like, you know. But then now, and this is what's really vexing me now, because I don't know if I can find, see, Simon is going to be shouting out and I'm filming. So if you hear him, forgive him. He's just come back from the workshop for lunch. Oh, I've got it here. So the plan is I'm going to have, there's 12 of those little birds. They're going to be scattered around like they're on the branches. In the middle of the linen, so here, so I'm going to keep the whole of this linen and make it as a long linear piece, yes? So here in the middle, there so, I am planning to put this. Now it's a black and white I've got here. Because this is a seller on Etsy, but you have to request a colored picture from her. For some reason her PDF don't come with the color. And I did ask her for one, but I never really did ask her for the color of this one. The mushrooms are bright red. I'm going to put that little bird in the middle with that scene. All right. And then, oh, there's the, sorry, hold on. There's the blue, oh gosh, hold on, bear with. So that was the little blue tit one. You see, they don't do it any justice. They're beautiful. They're beautifully charted. Very nice. Very good quality. I'm very impressed. And down the bottom, I'm going to put this scene. Okay. I might even take some watercolors and do a thing on when I finish it. But I don't know. I don't know. So that one, the ones I just showed you, there are two kingfishers and they're sharing a fish. And you can see the colors are nice. And it matches quite well the other one. So they're going to be in this corner here. If I can get the whole thing in the shot. They're going to be there, the kingfishers. Then we're going to have the mushroom bird here. And I might use my watercolors just to soften a bit, like a sort of sketchbook idea. And then my other little birds are going to be around. That is a blooming quick stitch. I tell you what. Each little one is nice because each little one is a finish. I'm planning to keep this, even when I'm doing full coverage month, I want to keep this because I want to get a finish on that. So let's take that off. So that's exciting. I like designing projects like this. I can't help myself. I think it's the artist in me. I can't just behave myself. So I'm really, really enjoying that. That became a hospital stop because I was going to a clinic and I didn't want to take one of my bigger ones. So I thought, well, I'll just take it. And I did all of that while I was at the hospital. So that wasn't bad. I've done a little bit on it since. And I'm looking forward to picking it up again. So let's put that away. But I am putting metallic threads in. The other thing is, going back to Shakespeare's Fairies and also this one, I was going to show you something else. So I buy these threads for metallic stitching. They're good to man. You see them? Chronic is expensive and it's very hard to come by. These, I pick them up in my sewing machine shop when I take Bentley in, and you can get them on Amazon as well. They're not bad to sew with. I don't find they shred too much. I use short lengths, and I use these a lot. Now with Shakespeare's Fairies, I did buy the bead pack, but I didn't buy any of the Chronic or any of the lilies, the what those Karen water lily threads. They're so expensive, yes. And you know, I don't know. You just got to sometimes economize and use what you have, yes. Now this whole set is £11.50. You see all the colors? Can you see them? The green one is hiding. There's a sort of greeny colored one as well. And I find them quite nice. I find them nice, and they're just the right thickness as well for my cross stitch. So I do use them, and that's what I'm using with the birds. So let me just put everything away. Oh yes, and we solved the mystery of the bag. That bag was actually from Nick and Amanda for Christmas. So let's put this away, because we cannot afford, boys and girls, to get in a mess. That's not allowed. All right? Not allowed. It's my pretty bag. I'll show you the bag quick, because time is ticking along and I've got so much to show you. Oh, Lord. I've been busy, haven't I? I've been good. I've been pleased with myself. I'm trying this year, you know, to try and focus myself more. And I know I've had a few new starts in that, but I am focusing because I really, really want finishes this year. I do. I want to stop doing, you know, I want to have something to put on my wall and give me a sense of satisfaction. Right. In the bag, what else? I think this is another new one. Nah, yeah. This one, I'm not sure what to do about this one. Now, you know, have I got it? Now, this one is an interesting thing. Now, this was also a haul. Sorry, I dropped the thing on the floor. This was also a haul, this from Etsy. They had a sale on. I'm hoping the name of the company is on here. Stitchborn. They're called Stitchborn, these people. On Etsy, right? You can see it at the bottom. Now, they had a sale, and I liked a lot of their patterns in there. I'm sure it's Stitchborn. Yeah. And it was something like under £20, and you could buy the whole shop and get a lifetime membership to their shop. And they had lots of nice things on there. And I'm thinking, that's not a bad deal, because there were quite a few I liked. They are full coverages, but they're not very big. They're generally 200 by 200. So they're not very big, right? But lovely. Lots of nature things. She does lots of other things. And I pull down off of my, because I like to have something in my hand. Yes, I don't like it. I don't use pattern keeper, you know, it's how it is. I've got that one. I started the badger, but not this one yet. You see? Can you see it? It's a bit shiny. The barn owl. And their things are nice. Stitchborn. This one I pulled off. Now, I'm not starting all of these straight away, so don't freak out. These are ones on my radar, and that lovely hair. The flowers, the wildflowers, pretty. So anyway, I had a quick start on the badger one and him. Okay. But, and there is a but coming. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I'm just being missish. So I started it, and this is my start. But again, in the spirit of working with what you have and not got buying, I looked in my stash and I had some 16 count gridded Ada in there. Now, this is my progress there, so right. And I don't mind it. It is 2 threads, not my rock and roll. And it looks nice. Coverage is good on everything. But guess what now? My other problem, you know, I'm looking at it and, you know, I'm just going to hold it away so that the piece is kind of going to finish up like that, which is quite big. So anyway, I went back in my stash, and don't laugh, because let me show you again. I've started in my usual place. You see, you can see the sky coming in. So with a heavy heart, because this, I show you where I'm working. There, so, you know, I've done all that, and I'm about to pick up a flower. Well, with a heavy heart, guys, I'm afraid to say I'm going to restart it. On a 25 count 1/1, and I'm going to show you for why. So I'm going to keep the first one on the board. And we're going to put the new piece of fabric on the board. And you're going to see what my problem is. Right, so let me clip it on. Bear with. Talk among yourselves. So, all fabric is behind. All right, so that's the Ada version. You see it? The 16 count. That there is the 25 count. Much better for my purposes, because I have to think about my wall space. So, having done all of that lovely stitch, I am gonna restart it. Yeah, because it's just no good. It's gonna be too big. And also, look at him. Look at that great big head. I mean, he's lovely and everything, but do I want a massive badger that size on my ball? And I probably don't. I probably would like him a bit smaller. And I think I'm going to work all the others when I do get around to starting them in the future on 25 count. And I'm thinking, to be honest, I'm beginning to realize that as far as full coverages go, sorry, I'm just looking for the bag to put him in, because I have to keep this tidy, because I'll get stressed. And I'm going to be quite tired when I finish doing this, so I don't want to have a nightmare. Yeah, as far as full coverages go, yes, I'm beginning to realize my sweet spot is 20 count Ada for some things I think are fine, or it's gonna be 25. I'm not up to 28 yet. I can't see it properly, and I don't need to go there. So I think that's that. You learn, and the only way you're gonna know what your taste are and what your sweet spot is to do it. Yes, so don't feel bad if you start something and it don't work out. What? So what? Start again. It's not the end of the world. Now when you're nearly there, I think we've only got 3 more things in the box. 3 more. Oh gosh, yes. This one. I think the week after I finished filming, or the days after I finished filming the last Flosstube, I went and dug this fella out. Well, I love this. This was like a lockdown start. This one. I think I showed it on my wet parade. I can't remember. I like it. Cute. In fact, I think it would make a nice little pillow to go with all of my Rendales and stuff, rather than being on the wall. A nice long pillow. What you reckon? I think that could work. My dears, this is not even hard, you know. It's not hard. But I think it's the way the chart is. And I don't even know if I can show you. I'm going to show you a little part of the chart, because at the end of the day, you can't stitch nothing from there. I'm not going to show you the animals. I'm just going to show you the bottom piece. This is what the chart looks like at the bottom. You can't stitch nothing from that, so I can't get done for that. Serious. I don't know what it is. It looks a bit old-fashioned, and I think it's not a new kit. I can't remember. I think I bought it on eBay. Something about it visually confused me. And the frog, let's bring him back. Hello, hello. Maybe because they're all animals, he hangs out here. He lives here, right? I'm just frogging like mad. No, come on. It's not really that hard, is it? I mean, to some of the projects I'm doing, it's not that hard, is it? But I tell you, Mystique, I'm just pulling out like nobody's business. And I cannot say I'm enjoying myself, but I'm determined, yes? Not helped by the fact that, as you can see, I keep forgetting my board. Lord, we're almost an hour in. This video is going to be an hour and a half. It's going to be a long one. Hope you like long ones. Well, if you like my channel, you like long ones. The trouble is, and I'll talk about the fabric in a minute, there is a lot of blending in there. Can you see it? And I don't know what it is. I think it's the way it's charted. I think it's the way it has all the back stitches in there. I just get lost. I don't know. But I'm determined. I'm not parking it. I'm going to get it finished because it's a cute little one and I like it. The fabric is being worked on. I think it's a 16 count Ada. I didn't write it down, but it was a long time ago. It don't look like a 14. I would say that's probably a 16 count Ada. Dyed by me. I use walnut stain. Very diluted. I wanted it to look a bit like vintage sand. Vintage, I think there's a color called vintage sand from Zweigart. And I'm pleased with that. I wanted it to reminisce of the forest, of the leaves, you know, because they're running over that log in the snow. And again, when these guys are finished, I think I'm gonna use my rubber stamp to put a few skeletal branches to give them a sense of place. And then I think I'm going to make them into a pillow. But I did make some progress. So basically, what have I worked? I had that rabbit, he was done except for his hind legs here. So I put his hind legs in. This bird here, I had frogged his foot and put the foot back in. This squirrel wasn't finished, so I finished the squirrel. There's a little wren there. Again, when the back stitch is in, it's going to be nice. And this little creature is coming in. I've also stitched most of this area here. So I've done quite a bit on it, but it gave me jip. I tell you the other thing that's funny about it as well. I don't care. I'm going to show you. This quality of this stitching is appalling. You see it? Because when I first started back on the cross stitch, you probably can't see. It's very rough. To me, it's rough compared to the stitches here. But you know, I was going to pick it on. I thought, no, why should I? It's my journey. It's my development. I should be proud of it. So I decided to own it. Yeah. So I'm happy with that. It's two strands over on Ada. Yeah, so I'm happy with it, but it's not an easy stitch. I don't know. I find it just give me jip, and I'm very slow stitching on it. Now I'm trying to think where it came from. Did it come out of this bag? I think so. Yes, it came out of this bag. So let's put it back in this bag, and then we get in there. We nearly finished with the cross stitch. A lot, isn't it? I've been really busy. I've been quite enjoying it. I've been happy because, as I said, I've had some funny days where I've just felt tired, you know, so I've just relaxed and stitched. I think when the sun comes out, it will be less arduous on my body. It's just hard. You know, it's just how it is. So we've only got 2 bags left in here, but not 2 projects. Oh, now this one I can't show you yet because this is diamond painting. Let's put that over there. I'll show you in a minute. So last but not least, we are onto the Rendale cluster. So in this bag, I have kept my active Rendales, of which at the minute there are 3. They're all living in this bag. And I have made some good progress. Again, where is he? Hello. The frog has been very present. He's been my friend. This one again, I discovered, both of these actually. One of them I knew there was a mistake on it. The other one I didn't realize there was a mistake on it. But anyway, so I have made some good progress. Now I'm going to kind of show you where I was before. I haven't got the board. Hold on. Because you get the reflection through. So I'm going to show you where I was before. I was somewhere up here before. All of his middle wasn't done. Yeah. I had his head done and somewhere in the belly here. But there was a mistake there. Some problems there. Hold on. Did that needle just drop? No. And now I've progressed all the way down to the end of a page. The page break. And the foxgloves are starting to come through. He's a lovely one. I like his little sweet face. He's got a very intelligent face. I think I've done a mixture of frogging and fudging to fix him. But I'm very happy with him. I'll show you the picture again. So that's Rendale. Everything came in the kit. I'm not working on the fabric that it came with. It came with a 14 count Ada, but I have bought from Botty Threads direct. You can buy fabric. And I went with a 32 count Murano even weave. So I'm working 2 threads over 2, as you would do with even weave. Very nice. I'm looking forward to doing the foxgloves. This one I'm going to be keeping going because I want to get these. These have been in here too long as whips. They need moving on because I have many other Rendales waiting in the wings. I'm not going to bring out Hello Sunshine, which is the duck, because I haven't gotten around to working on the duck because these foxes give me the runaround. Terrible. Terrible time. They're very willful, but still I did not give up. So the other one that I was working on, so this string here, Hello Sunshine is a duck, but I'm not going to show you her because I didn't get around to her because I was focusing on these little naughty foxes. This one also has done very well. This is Winter Solstice, and this one, you know, I still haven't got the picture in here, but it's called Winter Solstice. You can find it online. Because they come in a box now, Rendale, and I forgot to photocopy the box, and I keep forgetting. I might try and do it for next time. So this one, I've made a lot of progress on. Look at that. So I have, that's a page break there. I tried not to go to the other page. I've just gone over onto the other page. But this fella here, that one had more or less had his face done. This one only had like, well, his face wasn't done. I think I've got a photograph somewhere. If I get a chance, Simon might put it in. He had hardly anything. He didn't even have his eyes. He had eye sockets. He didn't have his face. And there was none of this business really going on. He had 3 mistakes embedded in him, though. He was riddled. I had to fix him. And I don't know what I must have been drinking at the time. Because this one here, his ear is not right. Because he was existing on the thing before. So I need to fix his ear so we can move him on. The fabric comes like this. It's 14 count Aida in the kit. 2 threads over the Aida. You know, which is 1. 2 over 1. But I like it now. And obviously the body is going to come down here. And there are some red, Christmassy looking holly sort of shrubbery. So yeah, so I'm pleased with that. So that again will be staying in the Rendales because I have a lot of Rendales. I've got a whole lot of Rendales. So I need to have at least 2 or 3 Rendales on the go at any one time. So I'm going to put these guys back in the bag. So believe it or not, that is my stitching. That's what I've been doing. I've been very busy since you last saw me, considering. I think you saw me 4 weeks ago. And that's why I didn't come on before. Because what I'm planning to do is try and build up. Because you know I've been missing for a while. Build up so I get back to able to do every 2 weeks. But then I want to get some meaningful work done, not just come on for the sake of coming on right now. And also I'm just trying to get my life straight, you know. I've been a little bit, as I told you last time, drop something down, a little bit discombobulating. And you know, you got to look after your well-being. And you can only take on what you can take on and what you can manage, isn't it? Really. And you know, I do this just to share. I don't do it, it's not monetized or anything like that. So you know, I don't want to stress myself out. It's not, I can't do that. So let's move swiftly on because time is going. Now, I think what I will do next. Now, if you are only here for the cross stitch, then you might want to disappear. I don't know because it's an hour. But if you were here for more, I've got a lot more. So what else has been going on? I've got haul. Not a lot of haul, but I have got some haul. I have got jigsaws to talk about. I have got to introduce to my diamond painting. Yeah. Firstly, let me do a bit of stitch kindness. This is gorgeous. So this was made by Amanda, my friend Amanda. You know, my stitch, my craft buddy, best buddy in crime. Look at this. It's so lovely. It's a snood. Let me show you. I want you to appreciate it. It's a hat. She knows I like Halloween. And it's made with luxury yarn. She's knitted that. Knowing quick needles, God knows it didn't take her long. But look at that. Beautiful. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Soft. She's the bouge queen, yes? She likes a bougie yarn. But look at it. I mean, it's just stunning. It's a work of art. So thank you, Amanda. I know she watches. Put it on. Hope I don't get too hot. Look at that. And I will make good use of this at the shows. See, I haven't worn something accidentally that goes with it. I didn't plan it. So we're going to keep that on. Shall we? Yeah. Let's enjoy it. But it'd be nice for the shows. As I'm showing that Stitchy Kindness, I haven't got a lot of crochet to show. So I'm going to show you, because I've got crochet as well. Now, on the crochet front, as you know, I do amis. I can't show you any of the amigurumis I'm working on because they're going to be gifts. So I've got to show you afterwards. Yeah, but I picked that up in the sale, that little amigurumi kit, £3. The wool in there is not the best. It's all right. But it was only £3, so I thought I'll have it. But it was in the works. So it's only a little chap. He's cute. And if the wool is really bad, I can always use my own wool. What else in crochet? I have got this little girl here who is a whip. Now, I'm going to show, after this, I'm going to do a Flosstube extra, which I'm going to release after this video. And it is going to do a room tour. And I talk a little bit about my amigurumis and where they are in the room and stuff. I haven't got many ami whips. But this is one that I've been organizing myself and going through to look at my whips to see what I've got. And this little girl here, I need to make her a little dress. All right. And I've been rooting her hair. So I dug her out. I need to get her rooting done. I need to get her finished. I don't like my amigurumis hanging around as whips. They're quick and there's no need. There's no need for it. It shouldn't happen. I've marked out where her little face is going to be. And she's a pattern I got from Etsy. And I need to make her dress. I've just sort of pinned that on. This is her hair, which I'm rooting with. Yeah, I wanted her to have that nice. It's not going to be this long, but you know, you get the idea. You get the idea. And this is all synthetic extensions, which you can get from any Afro hair care shop if you live in a black area, or you can get them online. Or an ethnically diverse area, I should say. So she lives in there. So I want to get her finished. So that's one of the things I want to work on while I'm not with you. The other thing as well, sorry, I'm going to stand up a minute, is this fella. He is Samuel Whiskers from Beatrix Potter. I need to get him finished. He's been hanging around. What the hell? And when I had my mouse problem last winter, I forgot to tell you about this, when I was on the road, I came back to my studio only to find mouse droppings on my desk. I was freaking out. Not only that, they hadn't done a lot of damage, but they'd been scurrying and rooting around and investigating. I think they were field mice, to be honest, because I caught them both in the humane traps and got rid of them. But they attacked all the mice in my room. Seriously. I have 2 little felt mice. I showed them on the tour. They got nibbled. And look, cheeky, look. His ear. They had a go at his ear. I ask you. Anyway, he's at the tailor's. He's just waiting for his little outfit. And he's got a little knobby head. So he needs finishing as well. So I'm going to get those 2 finished before you see me next time and show them as a full finish. Anything else in the crochet front? I've got one little bit of crochet haul, which I'm going to show you. Now, I use a lot of acrylic when I do my amigurumis. I do not like cotton. Those who have seen previous videos know this. And this was $8.99. That's all spring colors because I'm a bit ambitious. Whether it will happen, I don't know, because Easter is near and I don't want to be distracted from my stitching. I picked up that little Easter pack, maybe to crochet some Easter eggs, a little Easter, maybe a little Easter gnome or something. So that was from the range here in the United Kingdom. So I picked that up. I've got some other bits over here. This is not crochet, but this is related to spring. So I'll bring this over and show you. Picked up these ribbons as well. So we kind of, this bit is a bit of a mixed bag, right? Cute. Look at the cuteness. Let's see if the board will help us out here. Maybe, maybe not. Look. Pretty. And I think they were £1 a spool. Yeah, 99p. 99 British pennies. And I've got a lot of ribbon. Why I'm buying ribbon, I don't know. And the pack was $3.99, and then the other one was also like the breast cancer symbol on that. The little bow. Pretty. The ribbons remind me of $3.99 range. Got those quite recently, so they're in the shop if you're interested. And this I pulled out because nothing to do with that. I had this before. I think they were £1. I don't know where I got this from. But I was thinking if I did do some little Easter bunnies crochet, little bobtails. If I didn't want the pom-poms. I don't know. I just pulled them out of my stack of embellishments. While we're on Easter, might as well just show you, because there's not a lot here, but I'll just show you what else there is. Quick. Why are we doing this? We're not doing this in any particular order. And I got these. They were 30p. Nice for making needle minders, wooden buttons. They can, or put it on Ami or on a finish or whatever. 30p reduced in the range. They often have reduced stuff in there. I'm hoping to cross stitch a couple of Easter egg things. Now, I'll show you. What should I show you first? Let me show you the pattern. Hold on. Bear with. I'm trying to go through as quickly as possible, because I know it's a long one. I know. So these are my Easter plans. Now, I spotted, is it also Sherry? One of our girls on Flosstube showing this. And of course, I had to have it. And I have just subscribed to Readly magazine online, where you can pick up all the get all the magazines. You pay £12. Then you get the first month free. And I am interested in stitching that for Easter. I don't know if it's going to be finished, but I'll try. And also, these little eggs are cute. And there should be a very quick stitch, right? And I also have, because I'm thinking eggs or maybe a small pillow, I also have that set there, which was from these people on Etsy. I'm fancying Easter, but I don't know. I'll have to see. I'm using own colors. I've started one. That little one. So pretty. I started that last year. I'm rubbish at seasonal stitching. I never seem to have good intentions. I always start too late. I think that's the problem. So I'm going to put all that in there. Now, that brings me around to what I bought to go with it. So when I was in the range, I saw these. They're £1 each, right? They're blank on... I really bought them for the blank side. And I'm not going to be putting these things. I'm not doing... No. But they're wooden shapes. And my plan is I'm going to paint that side quite tastefully. And then the other side is plain. And then I was thinking, if you stitched your Easter egg, you could then mount it on the other side. And it's got a hanging thing and everything. So I thought that was good. It does come with some embellishment stuff, but I don't think I'll be using those necessarily. I don't know. But they were £1 for a pack of 2. So I got 2 of those. And then I got this as well, because this is just too cute for school. This. And they were a pack of 5 for £1. I thought they could be nice for finishing something. If you did the Easter egg or a little Easter motif. Lastly, I picked these up in, because I have these before. I get these from Home Bargains. I think they're $2.99. I use them as bag pulls. And they're very cute. They're key rings. So that was that. So moving swiftly on. Let's put these away quickly. So that was that. On the Easter parade, because I'm feeling a little bit springy. You know, last year I did do those other spring finishes. I'm hoping this year to do some work on my Peter Rabbit subscription, because really, it's shocking. I need to get my finger out, because I'm going to do a whole program on my Peter Rabbit subscription. And you can see how disgusting and naughty I have been. Oh, the last crochet thing I think I want to show you is this. Now, I was putting away some stuff and I came across this. God, we could go up to 2 hours. How naughty. I made this. This is Janie Crow. My ends, ignore the ends. They're not in. I made that some years ago. It's a Janie Crow pattern. That blanket. I absolutely love it. This is the thing when you downsize, yes, because we have downsized our house. But look at that. Beautiful. And it can't be in a box. So I'm going to have to put it out. It's all sunflowers. And she still sells this pattern. It's all made in acrylic. Crochet. Janie Crowfoot. So you can find that pattern. And it's all Stylecraft yarn. So I'm going to put that on my knees. Anyway, what else have we got? On the, before I go into the other things, I'll quickly show you, because there's not much to show on the art, because I've got diamond painting to show you as well. So on the art front, I've started limbering up in the studio, and these are some of my whimsical and wild pieces. This is for my commercial work. I would like to introduce you to Hibernation Station. This will probably be available as a print and a greeting card. Hibernation Station. Look at little animals snoozing. I often will start the year off with and this is mixed media, uses acrylic, pencils, and pastels. Yeah, Hibernation Station. That one will not be stitched. It won't have any free motion machine embroidery. Get it. Sorry. This one also going to be in my spring collection. This features a stamp by Lavinia Stamps. I do use her stamps sometimes. This will not go to print because it has the Lavinia stamp piece in it, so I'm not allowed to do that. But I'm allowed to sell it as an original piece. She's very iridescent, and she's called Lighting the Way. So she will only exist as an original one-off piece. So she will be herself, framed and sold. This one also features a Lavinia stamp dragon, which I haven't. This one is work in progress. Those are finished. This one here, I need to do quite a bit of work on it yet. The dragon is in, but I haven't put all his scales and his iridescent qualities in. And I've started with the water and the forest. So those are 3 pieces to get me going in the studio. Next week, I expect next time you will see a lot more, because I will be back to work full scale because winter break is finished. So that's that. So I still don't think we're going to get through everything today. I don't know. And I'm not really going in any particular order. This I picked up when I was in John Lewis partnership. It's patterns for these, and they're just so cute. It was £5, and it's from this brand. I don't use their yarn because it's cotton, and I don't like to crochet with cotton. I like this guy. He's in a glass jar. I think he's so cute. Anyway, so I got that on the amigurumi front. Then the other thing is, people, let's put this blanket on. It's going to slip off. The other thing is, right, which I was going to show you. Hope you don't mind, because we are going on a bit, but there it is. Oh, for the Easter, you know, I showed you those Easter stitches that I'm planning to do for the one with the branch. I'll put it away now, but that's the linen I'm going to use. You can't see it. I think it's vintage sand. This is what I got. It's got like a small amount of mottling on it, but it came like that. So that's what I'm going to use it for. And actually, the other thing I didn't tell you about. See, I do try and put these things in order, but you know how it is when you have a lot to tell, you have a lot to remember, yada yada. I'd like to tell you it comes naturally, but it doesn't. No, I can't find it. I created some fabric for my Easter stitching. Hang on a minute. Bear with me. Bear with. Let's see if it's here. What have I done? What have I done? You know, I can't find it. That's so annoying. So, maybe it's in here. Let's have a look. No. That's a bit annoying. Anyway, what it was, to do my Easter eggs and things on, I saw there was like a speckled fabric you can get, like splatters. And I thought I was going to buy some. And again, I thought, come on, Arlene, behave yourself. You're an artist. You don't need to go out and spend money on that. You have stuff in stash, and I'm still looking for it. I'm very vexed. But what I did was I splattered my own fabric with yellow, like that nice spring yellow, and a nice green, so that I didn't have to buy, and created my own customized fabric. But we can't find it. Don't worry. We'll move on. You will see it on, sorry about the crinkling and the scrinkling about. You'll see it when I start working on them. But I created it using flecks of paint with acrylic. So I'm creating my own fabric. I also bought myself, I haven't bought any kits for a long time. I've been quite good, but I bought that because I saw somebody showing it, and I just love that. That's from Butty Threads. And you can get it on Amazon. You can get it from various places. That's cute. And they have another one that's called... They have 3 in that series. They have 2 other ones, but I got that one. Now, Kayla and Lauren, as part of my Easter makes, they got me this for Christmas as well, which is a diamond painting. And it actually matches the Peter Rabbit that I had stitched, which is my stand-up, which you've seen in the past, right? I'm planning to diamond paint that, but then I'm going to give the background a mixed media treatment, and then I've got a small white frame to put it in. So I'm going to be working on that for sure, for Easter, for my decor. I have my Peter Rabbit subscription, which I've read, but I'm not even going to bother because I think I've harassed you with enough stuff. Although I know some people like to haul and some don't. I got this as well at some point. I don't know. Recently, I know it's Halloween, but I thought I'd show it. These are all Etsy patterns. I sometimes will see things like this in the sale and I'll pick them up. So, the last Easter thing I was going to show you, again from the range. I'm completely besotted with this. And I'm going to bling it up. And unlike stitching, this won't take me very long to do, is that. It's an Easter wreath. It's a kit. I can't remember how much I paid for it. It wasn't terribly expensive. I'm going to show you the other side. So that's how it looks. And you put all the drills on. These things, they're all in the bag. Everything that you need to do the drills. And I'm going to show you, for those of you who are thinking, what the hell is this diamond painting? I'll show you a diamond painting in a minute. So I've got that. So I want that for my decor. I also had this book here. Some of you might have seen Witchy Stitching. Witchy Stitching from the Witchy Stitcher. Available on Amazon. Really nice. I'll show you quick. Don't want to show you in the charts, but nice book. But that I got last year. I saw it at the retreat. Now, one other thing. Kayla and Lauren, they use these to make their some of their floss drops. And they're ever so reasonable. In the range, they're basically scrapbooking ones. But the key, I think, is to get the ones where you have one page with, yeah, and one part, the second part, blank. Then what I do is I cut them up to make floss cards. Because I was using those business cards. But the blank business cards I was buying from Amazon, the person I was buying them from, they don't sell it anymore. And the ones I bought were cheap and nasty. And the whole popped. I was very disappointed. So I'm making my own. Bit of a pain because I don't enjoy making them. But these scrapbooking things, I think they're like they're under £5 anyway. And the paint paper is good quality. And I had this Easter one. This one was £4 as well. Now this one has got stitching on both sides. It's not stitching, printing. But it's okay. I can still work with it. So that's a little tip for you. I've stole from Kayla from Stitching with My Little and Lauren. Now, diamond painting, because we're nearly there now. Believe it or not, we almost finished. Good God, we're almost hour and a half in. Hopefully you're enjoying it. I hope so. I hope you have a nice beverage and, you know, enjoying it. Anyway, I'm enjoying it. Now, in here, I have one that I'm working on. I show you the box. So this is the diamond painting odyssey. Started by accident last year. I was out doing some early Christmas shopping, like you do, minding my own business, and I went into Home Sense, which is TK Maxx, TJ Maxx if you're in America, and spotted this diamond painting kit. Now I'd kind of noticed diamond paintings around, but I wasn't really that interested in them, to be honest. Some of them, their subject matter was just not to my taste, right? Each to his own. But then I saw Peter Rabbit one, and you know that I'm Peter Rabbit mad, so that was not gonna go past me. So it was $7.99. I grabbed it. I'll show it to you in a minute. Anyway, in the meanwhile, I went back into the other TK Maxx and found this one, and this was $7.99 as well. Normally it's more because it's by a company in the UK which is called it's the same brand that Lauren and Kayla got me, the little one I just showed you. Oh Lord, bear with me. Bear with me. Crystal Art. It's not Crystal Art. Craft Buddy Limited. Now it's a wreath. It comes with everything you need in there. And it's almost finished. I have done a lot of changes to this because that's the thing. Now I'm going to take it comes with a plastic on it, right? And usually it's kind of related to cross stitch in the sense that the drills or the diamonds are actually the same numbers as the DMC color. So they're the same colors as DMC. I'm going to take the plastic off. Then it comes with a plastic. Now, I'm sorry about the crinkle, but you need to keep the plastic on there to keep dirt off before you put your drills on, because the surface is sticky. You get a special pen. I'll do a special more in detail one time on diamond painting. We're just going to do a quick run through, right? Because I know we've been here a long time. So basically, I don't know if you can see the sparkle. So I've added a lot of extra things to it. So I've used a lot of the drills, but I've also put more red stuff and different things in because I thought I wanted it. I just altered the colors a bit and put some different things. So what it is, if I can come up close, you see, you can't really see it, but there are like little symbols in here and it's quite sticky. And the drills are flat and you pick it up with a special little pen thing, like a stylus thing, and you just stick them on. And it's a bit like doing a cross stitch. I had added that bit of sequin there, you see? But, and I think it's ever so cute. I've also customized little buttons. I've put gold buttons on. So that's nearly finished and I need to get that done, really. So I got that one. And then the first one I got, hold on, let me just put the plastic back on it, guys, because not a good idea, because let me tell you something. Firstly, this plastic is not two-way, it's one way. You need to check to see which is the side that's not going to stick on it so hard that you struggle to get it off. So I'm going to cover it. Other thing is, you really don't want to put a piece of paper accidentally on this surface because it will stick to it and it will ruin your thing. You don't want to do that. That's very bad. So you need to be careful. But it's very quick. I mean, you can do them quite quickly and they come in all sorts of sizes. Those of you in the UK who are looking for a quick source, there's lots of people who do them like the one with the diamond arts, and you can get really expensive ones, you can get cheaper ones, you can get ones from AliExpress or Amazon even. You can get them from all over the place. The range does do a collection as well. But we're nearly there now. Now I did a lovely finish, which I will show on the next month's video, which I gifted to Karen in Kent. And Simon made a frame for it, and I'm going to get her to do a little thing so we can put on the next video, but not on this one because we've been through a lot. So this was the very first diamond painting that I bought in TK Maxx. That one, back last year. And you see Peter Rabbit, gonna love it. This one came complete with a canvas, so it's craft body as well, and that's my finish. And the shine is so beautiful. I love it. I just love it. And you see, it kind of reminds you of a cross stitch, but do you see what I mean? I'm going to try and come in close. You see how big the drills are? Yeah? So if you try to do a full coverage thing of a real detail size, like a J wall or something, it's going to have to be big. And I do have, these are some of my smaller ones. Next time, I'm going to show you some of my bigger ones, but I'm not going to. Time has gone on enough, so I've customized it as I always do. I customize all of them. I put gold buttons on him, and she's got a little brooch there. But I'm very pleased with that, so that will go up on the wall along with my Peter Rabbit stitching if ever I get much Peter Rabbit stitching done. And the last diamond painting one I was going to show you is this Christmas finish. Now I got this box frame to put it in. I have got others, but I'm just showing you these for now. I got this box frame, put it in, but I don't know. The box frame is a bit big. I don't know. And the reason why it's got a box frame, it came from IKEA, is because look at all those extra things I've added piled on top. It's called the Christmas quilt. And these are best enjoyed further away. So I'm just showing you near up first. So you can see the playing cards, all the things I've put on. When I finish my diamond paintings, I do seal them. Yeah, I seal them with a diamond painting sealer. But you see, if I move away, you can see the Merry Christmas. I love it. That's a nice piece. I've also done one for my son. I mean, this one did take a long time, mostly because I've messed about with it quite a lot. And this one is a bit fiddly. I've done one for my son. I've done quite a few, actually. I find they're very quick, very relaxing. Yeah, very nice. I'm enjoying it. Yeah. So, but they don't take, to me, they don't take very long. So that is my diamond painting. Now, we're almost, oops. Oh no, there's one last diamond painting to show you. A finish. I also bought this at IKEA. I absolutely am in love with this little guy. This chap here, he probably took me 3 days to do. Not very long. Again, another hospital appointment over December. I was hanging around. I had to go to the cardiology place for the whole day for them to do a whole load of tests. So I started this there. And I've added on so many yummy stuff. Simon, we bought the box frame from IKEA. He was going to make me the frame, but I bought it from IKEA. And he got it in the frame for me. Ready? Beautiful. Look at that little guy. And to really appreciate him, you have to come up close. Now we're having some reflection problems. Hold on. Sorry. I want to show you the details, schmeetails, but the reflection is a bit fierce. This is 3-dimensional because it's a deep box frame, yes? He has got no end of ornaments. Let's move this light a bit. The light is in the way. Or maybe I'll move this. Hold on. Let's see if we can get away from the light. Maybe that might help. We have got some reflection. Quite a bit, actually. But I hope you can see it. You see how 3-dimensional it is? It's got the little wreath, which I bought. That wasn't in the kit. And so he's got his little Christmas wreath, hangs by a little gold thread. The wallpaper I designed myself, so he didn't have the wallpaper. I made that wallpaper like a Laura Ashley style, you know, like a cottage core stripes. And then I loaded that tree. I top loaded it with stuff. I mean, look at it. Beautiful. And his little den is underneath the skirting board. And I had a ball. The thing I like about diamond painting, right, is that I like to customize things. Oops, sorry, hold on. Let's see if I can get you. Oh, hang on. Got myself into a pickle here. Let's get you back. Let's get you back. Hold on. Because we're nearly done. We're nearly finished. We're nearly there. Thanks for your patience if you've hung around this long. Yeah, what I like about it, for me personally, it gives me a lot of customization opportunities. It's quick, creative, it's very inexpensive. It's a lot cheaper than many of the hobbies I do. And it's just fun. And I won't lie, I love the bling bling. I like the sparkle because you can't really appreciate the sparkle in there. It is like so sparkly and beautiful. So I love it. So you know what, guys, I think we've covered everything. We've done it. We have done it in an hour, just over an hour and a half, which is not bad going. Oh, last thing. Quick. Because we're nearly there. Jigsaws. We didn't talk about jigsaws. And I'm just giving you a little taster. So, jigsaws. Yes, so I've gotten into jigsaws. I am going to show you something quick, which I discovered. I'm discovering things, yes. So, in amongst my stash of patterns, I have got that one. I've got others, but that one. There's others in the series. Can you see it? It's a full coverage. And this is from the Diary of the Edwardian Lady, which was very popular back in the probably 80s, 90s, early 90s. Lovely, these patterns. You can see who I got it from. It's in my stash. I haven't started it or anything. And I discovered you can get that very one as a jigsaw. But there's Edwardian Lady jigsaw. Again, it's something I'm interested in. It's quite relaxing, and we take it to the caravan. We do them all over the place. That's a 1,000-piece one. The caravan will only accommodate a 500-piece jigsaw puzzle. 1,000 is a bit big. And the last thing I'm going to show you in the jigsaw family are two finishes. Now I'm going to bring them down. I've left them here specially to show you. Just bear with me, because I don't want to drop them, because that'd be bad. This one was a bugger. Am I allowed to say that word? Sorry, it was naughty. It was a devil. So, that one. I love these girls. They're so retro. And my husband thinks I'm nuts, but you know what? I want to make that into a picture. I am going to, not for selling, obviously, because it's not my artwork. I am going to put the glue on. I mean, it was only, I think, $2.99 in the charge shop secondhand, the puzzle. It was a terror to put together, especially that sand. It was no joke. I just love the cute little girls. And basically, it says, Sandcastle Contest. They're so funny with little chubby legs. So I'm thinking of turning it into like a Banksy style, like doing some sort of graffiti over the other side in black stencils. I don't know. I've got some wacky idea just for fun, just because I can. So that's that one. Most of them I won't be doing anything like this with. That one just spoke to me in that way. And I thought it's only £2. What have I got to lose? Hey ho. This one I love. Now this is an Amy Stewart. I'm going to have this frame. Now I have got this in my stash. Many people are stitching it. I don't know if I can get it in shot. A stitch in time. That is going to be framed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the puzzle glue on it so that it sticks together. And then I'm going to go over it maybe with some of my glitter pens and stuff and do a little bit of embellishment on there. Because I don't know if I'll ever get the actual stitch one finished. And then I'm going to hang it with my cross stitches. Stitching time. So that seems to be a nice place to end. We've had an odyssey. We have had a ball. There's been a lot going on. Well, I've had a ball. I hope you have too. It's been great. We've had a fabulous time. I'm wearing my nice schnood. So I'm nice and warm and snug. So, yes. So I would like to say thank you to everybody who's endured till the end. If you enjoyed the video, please do hit the like button, you know, the algorithm, whatever it is, and do comment. I will try and reply to all your comments. Hope you enjoyed yourself. And as usual, have a good time stitching. We're going away on holiday, so we are heading off just for a quiet. Brittany and Charlie are coming this weekend for Mother's Day. Oh, and happy Mothering Sunday to everybody. Yeah, as well. And yeah, so that's happening this Sunday here in the UK coming. So yes, so we're going away to Fuerteventura. I think it's next week. Canary Islands, just for a quiet little beach holiday, just to chill before the show's madness kicks off. So I'm looking forward to that. I'll probably take some cross stitch with me, not too much because we're flying on Ryanair, and you know what that means. Yeah, we'll have a small hand luggage and a small under thing. So I'll just take a couple of small projects with me, and we're just going to chill. Not too many day trips or anything like that. We just want to just have a little breather, a little rest, and hopefully a little sun on my back. I wouldn't mind that. But anyway, I'm rambling on now, so I'd like to wish you farewell. I will hopefully see you in a few weeks' time with a lot more fun and frolicking. So in the meanwhile, have a good week, happy stitching and crafting, and I wish you toodle-doo. Bye-bye.